Alright everyone, I'm just going to be making a quick first impressions video of a recent purchase. As you can see, I've got the Anglo Arms Panther crossbow. Now, truth be told, I had no intentions of buying another crossbow. The RMX Jaguar pretty much filled every single niche that could ever want. It did everything I wanted to do, so yeah, here we are. The only reason I bought this is because it was going for absolute dirt cheap on Blades and Bows. They got 5 of them in from the factory, and for whatever reason they never had any open sights whatsoever. So on the rear 20mm rail and on the actual barrel rail, just before the stirrup, there was no open sights whatsoever. Of course, this doesn't really matter because the crossbow does include a telescopic sight, or a red dot sight I should call it, in the package, so you're not going to need them anyway. So of course I snapped one of them up, and here it is. I am absolutely over the moon with it, to be completely honest. And you'll probably hear me refer to the RMX Jaguar quite a lot in this video, because I do feel this crossbow was made to compete with that crossbow, if that makes any sense. They're around the same price point, same power, so really I do kind of feel they're aimed at the same target audience. So this crossbow, as you can see, it is a bullpup, or it's a bullpup style configuration. Now, regular rifle or air rifle shooters may or may not like this, because it does take some getting used to. When you pick up a crossbow like the RMX Jaguar, its proportions and its layout is similar to a firearm or an air rifle, so you pick it up and you're somewhat familiar with the operation and the controls. Now, it doesn't differ too much with the Anglo Arms Panther, but because of the bullpup configuration, it may take some getting used to. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Innovation, especially in a crossbow at this price point, is a great thing. So I'm not going to give it a negative for that. And you also have the benefit with a bullpup style of the overall length being quite small. It's retained its shortness, but the actual rail length, the barrel length, is about the same as the RMX Jaguar, and that's a longer crossbow by a fair margin. So they've done pretty good there. You retain the compact size, but you're not losing out on accuracy. Now, another feature this crossbow has is an extendable stock. Now, I don't know the exact dimensions, but it's good to have this feature because, if you're having fun in the garden, you've got family members coming around, you want to get everyone involved. Of course, according to the law, it might be different. Maybe people only over the age of 18 can use a crossbow or whatever, but, people come in different sizes. People may have longer or shorter arms. So being able to adjust the crossbow on the fly, also in accordance with your clothing, if you're wearing thick clothing, it's a good option, especially on a crossbow at this price. Just that modularity, it makes it more welcoming and adaptable for a new crossbow or archery enthusiast, which is a good thing in my opinion. Now, like the RMX Jaguar, it also has an adjustable 20mm scope mount. Don't know if you can see there, but it is adjustable for height, so you can raise or lower the mount. This is good because some crossbows, or some optics for crossbows, may have some limitations on how far they can adjust. And as you can see, the optics on crossbows can sit quite high, so it's a handy feature to have, and it's always good to be there, especially since its main competitor, the RMX Jaguar, also has one. Now, one area where the Anglo Arms Panther does kind of beat the RMX Jaguar is with modular storage space. Underneath the front foregrip, you can't really see it well on camera, but there is a small little slot that you can open up, and you can put things like string wax and actual strings in there. You can carry them on the go, maybe even some nook ends if you can squeeze them in. So being able to carry them on you, especially if you're on the field hunting or whatever, if your country allows that, if anything goes wrong, you can fix it on the fly. The same with the pistol grip as well. There's a small screw you can undo, and you can access the space in the pistol grip. Very impressive, for the money especially, and all these innovative ideas. They do make the crossbow a very attractive piece. So the foot-poundage on this crossbow is 175 foot-pounds. It's the same as a standard Jaguar, or you can get them in many different variations. Now, the draw weight on this is going to be quite a bit harder than a 170 foot-pound Jaguar, because the overall length is shorter. You don't have as much leverage, so if you don't really have the strength to cock, say, a 150 foot-pound Jaguar, you're probably not going to get on too well with this. If you do put your back into it, you can get it done, but if you can't, I would recommend buying maybe one of those string cockinades, which may take a lot of the weight out of the draw, so they may be an alternative solution for you. But overall, the crossbow itself, I feel it's an excellent piece of kit. It's good value for money. It comes with all the bits you need. You get 4 bolts, the quiver, as you can see, zoom in on that, fairly decent quiver. It doesn't hold as many bolts as the Jaguar quivers do, but it's probably arguably better quality and secured better. You do get the optic as mentioned, and you also get a stringing aid as well. That's not for corking, that's just for putting the string on initially, which can be a bit of a bugger. You know, when you're doing it for the first time, it takes the strength of about 7 men to do it. But overall, that's just my first impressions of this crossbow. I will get out into the garden, you know, I will practice some shooting with my action camera, and I'll get some pretty good shots of that, and I'll also give my opinions on how well it shoots, and, you know, compare it to the Armix Jaguar, like I have done through this video. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching that, and I'll make another video on the shooting soon. Cheers for watching.